closing out the regular season in the National Hockey League, closing out the Toronto Maple Leaf season, which we have not said in 5 years until today.
Yeah, April.
That we know
Woof.
when their regular season ends. Nick Kypreos, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee, Frank the Tank Braska, Derek Brandeo. Live on Sportsnet 360, 590 The Fan, streaming always on Sportsnet Plus, also available Spotify, Apple Podcast, and YouTube. Toronto Maple Leafs play their last home regular season tonight. Scotiabank Arena. Dallas Stars.
Bonesy's last game.
Bonesy's last game. Joe Bowen.
Big news there.
Last home game.
Last home game, sorry.
He'll close out the season Wednesday in Ottawa, where he'll actually be there.
Awesome.
Yep. Awesome. So
Site of a lot of great memories for the Toronto Maple Leafs in that building. So he'll be
Ottawa, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Friday after the show, I'm scrambling to get to a gala, right? Canadian Orthopedic Foundation gala.
Oh.
Dr. James Waddell and Sherry Bassin, who we all know very well.
Yeah.
Killed my centennials on a couple occasions to try to get to a Memorial Cup. I'm sure he's squashed your Owen Sound team many times, Sammy.
Mm-hmm.
They were honored Friday night. I'm coming out, so I got to put on a tuxedo shirt and bow tie, and I'm racing out to get to this gala, and Sammy stops me. He goes, "Let me take a quick picture." I'm like, "Yeah, all right. I don't care.
Yeah.
Take a picture." And then he posts it.
Yeah.
Right?
With a certain type of caption.
Right? He posts it. Like without, can I post it?
Yeah,
without authorization,
Sure.
nothing.
Yeah.
Just post it.
Yeah.
And I get killed. Killed. Absolutely annihilated for the rest of the weekend.
Your mentions just flooded.
Oh, my God.
You had the bow tie on. People don't know listening that you had the bow tie going.
Like, there were
Which is
Sammy's caption was like, where's he headed? Where's he
Wrong
going?
answers only.
Wrong answers only.
Yeah.
Buddy, I mean, I'm like,
did it to you, hey?
I'm at the gala and I'm like feeling like
$1 million.
arrows going through me.
Didn't you treat him
no,
to
not
golf
$1 million
last week?
Yeah.
What's that?
Didn't you treat him to golf last week and then he threw you under the bus?
Oh, buddy, like
He didn't treat me. I forgot my wallet and didn't pay him back.
The old,
Very different.
The old, I forgot my wallet, right?
Which I did.
Can you just quickly pick up my green fee and anything else I got going? And then he does that to me.
I'm not going to lie. I did have a lot of laughs at your expense.
I
I didn't expect people to be so creative, but it was quite good.
You know, you actually sent it to me and said, check out the replies here. And I was somewhere. Where was I on Friday night? I
Yeah.
don't know.
You know
I
what they
went
say,
out for a
though,
change.
about payback?
What goes around's all around?
Hey?
That's what
You know what
Rickism?
what they say with paybacks? They're a witch.
I've heard such things.
All right. You called it back in January. Just mail it in and get your top 5 pick.
Yeah.
And they're right there.
They're there.
They're there.
They're fifth last. If they don't win again, that is. So just so people understand how this works, because you've been mentioning it, but like, if teams behind you win the lottery, there's 2 lotteries. If either team behind you wins, they move up, you get bumped out. You're 6th, you could be 7th. They have a 41.7% chance of picking in the top 5. So it is more likely than not that they will get bumped out.
Yeah.
But they gave themselves a chance at it. All you could do. You're in the mix. It would have been a lot nicer to do it in January when I suggested it and finish 3rd last or 4th last. But here we are.
My feeling is that it's been such a horrific season that, first and foremost, to salvage something out of it, I got on board later on about at least one new name, a fresh face, something you can hang your hat on moving forward wouldn't be the worst thing for the Toronto Maple Leafs. The reality is pay now or pay later, but the Fiddler's getting paid here for all of the depleted assets. You are going to pick a top 5, and he is going to kind of be a man on an island for the next couple of years. There's no one beside him to grow with him, which is, no.
People would argue Matthew Nyes.
No.
Yeah,
that kid's 17/18. Matthew Nyes is 5-6 years older. It's not the same.
Okay.
It's not the same. I mean, I've gone through that process.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice when you have a group of peers that follow right with you and grow together with you and move up with you.
Okay.
Unfortunately, this guy's going to kind of be on an island if he comes, but that's the reality. I'll still take him now in terms of selling some hope moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, this is.
Is there a but to that?
No, there's no but.
Oh, okay.
There's no but. It's just it's not perfect knowing that you got nothing coming in the next 2 years.
No, you shot yourself in both feet and you have to walk 100 miles. I mean, that's the situation they're in, but this can give them a head start. You hope that, they're talking about retool. The only chance to get this thing turned around, have it not be what Chicago's going through or Detroit or what Buffalo just went through, is to just try to get good players in as soon as possible. In a couple of years, he's 20. You hope by then things are going better. But, I mean, I also think that in terms of selling it to Matthews long-term or selling it to Connor McDavid in 2 years, we'll get to that article, the Athletic thing.
Yeah.
You need good players.
You do. I particularly don't think whether or not they get this pick or not will determine Matthews' fate or change his mind in any way.
Well, I mean,
whatever he's going through,
right?
Whatever he's going to go through, he's going to have to come to a conclusion here in this summer, midpoint next season, or next summer. He's going to have to make some hard decisions now in the very short period of time.
So Leafs will have their locker cleanout day. It's either Thursday or Friday of this week after the season ends. And I think Matthews is scheduled to speak for the first time since whenever that happened. It was mid-March.
He hasn't for a month, right? Haven't heard a word.
No, like
should we have?
Really strange.
Is it
he's
strange?
The captain of the team.
How about just like
here's what's going on, an update. I don't know.
Can we see in the stands? Can we see in we got no problem seeing 4 or 5 of them, in the press box, right? As extras. We've seen Tanev. We've seen
Willie every time he was there
with his T-shirt and
you wish
finger,
he was in a T-shirt, yeah,
right? But
T-shirt.
no signs of Austin at all.
We did get major knee surgery. I don't know.
I get that.
Yeah,
but you could, I don't know, just find a way to.
How mobile is he?
Show that you're around.
So, anyways, I wonder what we'll hear from him on Thursday or Friday when they talk, because like you said, it's been a long time since we've heard from him, and we haven't heard from him since that incident. And what his thoughts will be, you probably won't say anything. But I think if there's ever a time that he might say something, it would be at the end of this season.
Yeah, I agree with you that we'll probably hear
nada.
Yeah, just hey, learning season.
Yeah. Hey, question for you here.
Please, God, don't say learn.
What's that?
I think if I was running the Leafs PR department, the edict I would say for all the Leafs
learn enough lessons.
No more lessons, no more learning.
You should have a master's by now.
If you're learning about, but I just
learn from it, Sammy.
I'll just say it does really suck from a Leaf fan's perspective. Like, we're heading into this time of year. Like, it's getting warm outside. The Masters just happened. It's that time of year in the sports calendar. Like, the Raps are in the playoffs. The playoffs start this weekend for the NHL. This is when you start to get really excited.
This is usually the most fun week for me.
You've made it through the dregs of the regular season, and you're getting excited about the matchups. And we've been used to it here for 9 years. I know they haven't had any success once they've got to the playoffs, but we're breaking down the matchups. We're talking about hockey.
No, it's
just like now we're looking ahead to the stinky draft lottery where they might get screwed by the Bruins. Like, sick.
But we're going to do the draft lottery. The difference between the Leafs, like, having hope and no hope at all might be 500,000 people watching.
Yeah, and
it is.
Oh, I mean,
it's now must-watch television.
Oh, yeah.
It went from like nobody really cared around here to we're all watching bingo bango balls at night.
I mean, not only that, you have Vancouver involved, you have Calgary involved, like you have 2 of the other Canadian markets that are going to be involved in that. So we'll be watching. But anyways, just sucks. I like
you know
the
what my
playoffs.
favorite part of like playoff hockey is that like the weather, right? The weather, but it's also like the sun's still out at puck drop.
It's the best. It's the best.
It's like
it's the absolute best.
The breeze is coming through.
Yeah.
It's like
There's nothing like it. Nothing like it. I can't wait to watch Carolina and Ottawa instead. Great.
So if they were to get the first overall pick, what happens then? How much does it change things? Because realistically, they're one of 5, 6, 7 teams that have a chance, 15% in that little pocket. They'll have 8% at first and 8% at second, a little bit more than 8%. So, what happens there? Are they going to take one of these undersized wingers? Are they going to trade back for this D that everyone has said they wanted forever?
Can we find out who's in charge?
Well,
please.
I know.
Can we?
But that's a massive question. I think that's actually the best answer you could have given.
Like, I mean, it's a great question, but like, who owns the Chiefs?
I know who
owns. Who owns the Chiefs?
We were literally.
It's great. It's a great reference.
You guys mentioned, in our group chat, Sam sent like, "Hey, Morgan Riley said some interesting stuff today." Maybe when we'll get to that about him waxing nostalgic a little bit about being here. But I was just thinking, like, Morgan can't possibly know if he's going to leave or be asked to leave because they don't know who's making decisions and what they want to do. Like, there's no, like, he's kind of generally going to weigh in on it, and we'll get to that in one sec. Yeah. But, like, who owns the Chiefs? The Chiefs.
And
I don't know.
Here we are going into this week, and there's still not a real defining kind of, at least public game plan on they're going to go hire a general manager, or they're going to go hire a president, or they're going to go look for a hockey guy first, or they're going to get the analytic guy first. And it's, I don't know what's coming here, the chicken or the egg.
Well, I think there is, there's an article in the Star today about this, about potential reshuffling. I don't know, with Rodgers buying a piece of the team and how does that change ownership structures? And like, I just think there's a lot to sort out before you can.
That was who wrote that?
Jonas Eagle.
Jonas Eagle for the Toronto Star. Yeah.
Well, I think that if whoever's in charge, whoever owns the Chiefs is in charge, and the Leafs get the first overall pick, they should see if anyone's willing to trade into that first overall pick to stock their assets. That would be, if you're thinking analytically, if you're trying to be a data-centric front office where you have no assets whatsoever, if one of the teams behind you is super into McKenna or into Steinberg, right, or Stenberg, or whoever it is, and they're willing to give you a future first or another second or a player or whatever, that's the kind of thing that I'd be wanting to do. Because they don't, I'm sorry.
You want to trade Wendell?
They need a stud D-man. They've needed a stud D-man their entire franchise's history. Yeah. We've talked about it a million times. It's like they're going to take this McKenna kid. Everyone loves him. And it's just not going to turn out the way they want it. I can just picture it now. If they trade out of that spot, he'll turn into Sid. But I just...
McKenna might be like Jack Hughes. He just needs 3 or 4 years to really kind of come in.
Right.
And especially
which
when
in that case, you'd be glad to get him in early.
Anyways,
when you're late.
That's how I would do it if I was in charge, but I'm certainly not. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm in the running. They're interviewing everybody. So
there's a lot of names coming up.
Yeah.
Any guesses to what direction that they go? Like, could we see?
I'd love to hear your thoughts on that.
Sign a Sonny Maeda before, like, could Sonny or that type of analytic darling be their first major announcement?
It just seems unlikely to me unless you decide, like, the structure needs to be decided first. I guess it's possible. Listen, this guy he's got quite the resume, being a professional poker player and playing guitar in New Orleans. And like, he's done a lot of stuff. He's an interesting guy. I don't know enough about him to be like, yeah, he can run have it be just Pelly or whoever and then him. I have no idea.
I saw, we had Books on our show. I don't know when that was last week. And he mentioned Ross Mahoney from the Caps, which is a guy that he's worked there for 30 years. He's a really long scouting director for them. I think Luke Fox had in his article that's a name that they're throwing out there. Books had said that first on our show. Like, I don't need it to be a big name that everybody knows. I just need it to be the right person.
Yeah, totally.
How do you know though? Like, how would when do you get to decide? Do you would you?
But people know who Mike Gillis is.
It'll take a year. It'll take a year to decide whether or not he's the right guy or not.
No,
Maybe
more than that,
18 months.
But
right?
but like, I guess the right guy in their minds, whoever's making the decision. I don't want them to be like, well, Mike Gillis has the experience. He's been in a Canadian market. He gets it. He gets the job. Everybody wants Sonny Maeda, so give it to Sonny Maeda. Like, I just, I hope they seem to be really doing their due diligence. It's a big decision. So
I think for Leaf fans listening out there right now, they're big like, okay, so what? Like, if it's Mike Gillis, like, why not Mike Gillis and Sonny? And now you got a little bit of both.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I see no reason why not.
Well, I do.
Okay.
It's just they eliminated that role, and they don't want to go back to it. They had it.
Why?
They had a president and general manager.
Yeah, but
and then they got rid of it. And they got rid of it on the basketball side, and they got rid of it in the soccer side, and now they're restructuring. So are you going to go back to it?
To me, it's like I look at the investments that these companies, Rogers in particular, has made in the Blue Jays, right? Like hundreds of millions of dollars into where they play, and it's fantastic now, and the Dunedin is better and all that, and it makes it a more appealing environment. So you get more players, you get more competitive. To me, it's like if on the hockey side, if you need to invest in another job, whatever it costs, if it helps you make better decisions, get better players in, fundamentally you'll be a better team. You'll sell more tickets. You want to be successful at the end of the day, and I think it requires another person. I think it's a huge job running the Toronto Maple Leafs, and I have no insight into what they're going to do, but I personally feel like it's too big.
I can't imagine after watching this year that they're like, because I see Friedge saying that it may be one. Like, I just can't imagine after the way this year went with all the stuff we've talked about a million times in the show that they'd be like, yeah, let's circle back on that again. Like, it's just there's no way. I'm sorry.
No way they'll do it? You think they're just going to hire one guy?
I just think there's no way they only do one person. I can't believe that they would only do one person. I'd be totally stunned by that. Maybe I'll be wrong.
I don't think it's just whether it's just one person or not. It's the restructuring of it too, right? So, okay, on top of that, we don't know what it's going to look like as they eventually maybe bring everything under one roof here. But even if it is two people, like, how does it work? Like, on the Blue Jay side, right, you got Shapiro.
Yeah.
Okay, but he is the president and baseball operational guy. So, but he's also been completely inundated the last few years on
the Dome,
Rogers Center, which is spectacular.
Awesome. They've done a pretty great job. Yeah.
And you can't do what he did or what they did and just have it as a kind of a part-time thing. It is like you're all in on that. They made one of the best spring training facilities on the planet there. The things like Disneyland down there at Dunedin. Okay? That was a big part of Shapiro. So, of course, he's keeping an eye on the baseball part, and I don't think still Ross Atkins can go and do anything that without his blessing or his stamp of approval. So I think we kind of know how the Blue Jays work. Mm-hmm. But, like, are the Leafs gonna hire someone that has that type of presence and authority as Shapiro on the hockey side?
I sure hope.
Well, the article,
I get the sense that he's not coming.
Who?
He's not coming.
That guy.
That guy.
Oh, I think that Mark Shapiro.
No.
But could he be it for all the properties at once and have all of them answering into him?
So like, again, like, we're talking about a major, like.
And I guess that's what Pelly
job.
does. So that is.
And then where does Pelly fall in on this, right?
Yeah.
So
well, I don't know. It's just there was a few different ideas
pitched
in that piece.
I know. So these are the real questions that people are probably wondering right now.
You just hope that there's time enough to make these decisions for the Leafs' sake before they may potentially have first, fifth, or no draft pick, which changes how you operate, right? Like if they don't get a draft pick this year at all, so one of them is paid, next year's is top 10 protected, you're much more willing to be bad next year. Like it's an option all of a sudden. And that changes. I'm just saying it changes strategy for how you operate going into next season. So, there are decisions that are going to have to be made by May.
See, I would see it different. If you lose a pick this year and you go into next year as top 10 protected, I think there's more incentive to be decent next year. If you lose your first round pick next year, it's below 10. And then you make some real hard decisions going into the following season where you have your unprotected, where you have your own pick back, maybe. I don't know. See it two different ways, but do you understand what I'm saying?
No, but it doesn't matter.
All right. Well, we can move back. I just meant if you have a top 10 protected pick, below 10 is not necessarily going to be a superstar player. And if you go into the following year and you're bad.
Why would it not be a superstar player in the top 10?
Below the 10.
Generally aren't.
Yeah.
The real franchise type of players.
Outside the top 10.
Yes.
So
the
if
top
you're
10
decent
are.
And you lose your first round pick next year, you're not as offended as the following year where you lose it unprotected 28.
Right. Yes, we're on the same page.
Okay.
We're just talking circles.
Okay.
Anyways. Yeah.
Good talk. Sorry.
But the greater point is just there will be decisions to be made, and they can't be made by temporary placeholders, I don't think, without a long-term vision. You need to have a strategy here in place. The one thing I am wondering is someone was like, let's say, all right, so locker clean out is this weekend. They're going to have a media day. If Craig Berube is to be let go, are they going to have him do these press conferences and exit meetings and all that, or is it going to happen immediately? And if he is let go, who is left to answer questions or do exit meetings? Like, will we hear, will Brandon Pridham do
No, I doubt
availability, or just no one this year just never happened?
Yeah, I don't.
Well, Pelly kind of already did it, right, with his press conference. So maybe they feel like that's already the management speaking, so they don't need to have other people to talk.
You can't call everybody in and just say, "Hey, listen, we're going through some changes here, and when the proper people come in, we'll get to you."
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't get over caught up in exit meetings, especially on bad teams that outside of a few people really are left questioning. They can wait a week, 2 weeks to hear from a hockey club. It's not that big of a deal. But Craig also has 2 years left on his contract, if I'm not mistaken, and it's significant amount of cash. So I don't anticipate him getting fired the next day, if that's what you're asking.
You don't.
The Leafs just got ranked the most. They make the most money in the league. They're $4 billion.
I don't think that you kept him around on purpose to embarrass him.
They're in 32nd in every category.
I'm not saying that you're not going to fire him. I'm telling you that you don't end a game at 10:30 Wednesday night and fire him at 9 a.m. the next morning. It's just, it's kind of classless.
I don't agree with that. I mean,
worse
to drag him out and have him come speak to the media.
No. There's a grace period of a day and a half, 2 days. If Craig, if they want to make, they can do it. They can do it in a couple of days. They can let everybody just breathe a little bit. They kept him around this long. You don't have to kick him to the curb the moment the buzzer goes.
I'm not insisting that it happened. I just, if it's going to happen, I don't know. It
happens all across professional sports every single season where the season ends and they lose their job. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
I think it'd be more cruel to run him out there in front of the Toronto media to talk about a horrible season.
They fired Brad, but they kept him. And I think Keith Pelly went on record too saying that it may have to fall into other people's hands to decide Craig's future.
Yeah, okay.
So I don't anticipate the hours later letting him go.
Yeah. It's crazy. The dollars we're talking about, right? There's massive dollars and all that. And Craig is owed a lot of money, but you're paying Santander, what's he make, $18 million this year or something? It's like, some business decisions don't go great and you try to get better.
I think people are making a mistake if they just assume because they give the purse strings to the Blue Jays, they're going to give it to the Leafs.
Wow. Don't say that.
Yeah.
Don't say that.
Yeah, I will say that. Yeah, it's not a given for me. It could end up being that way, but I don't get that sense that they've got unlimited funds to just do whatever they want.
Man, that would be a change, right? They certainly have operated differently than that.
I know,
for years.
but
this is the first time salary cap is going up and it's open and you can do it. Now we're finally in the window where it's like the timing has just really stunk. A lot of this, they were willing to do it when the cap was flat and when the guys couldn't make any more money and you couldn't add around them.
Yeah.
And anyway, I know it's not trying to be like defeatist about this whole thing. Just saying there are decisions that have to be made here.
I know.
We're at that time of year.
I know, but like it doesn't, there's no sense that we're going to get someone named by the end of this week.
I am raising that as an issue.
Right? Like how many people can you get to this week? How many people can you really talk to? So
well, I don't know. Let's not say this week. They've had 2 weeks already.
I think it's realistic to think that I don't know.
By May.
May, middle of May, right?
You think
I don't know.
After the draft lottery?
I think 3 weeks. Another 3 weeks. Like if you went out and got a firm and Neil, like what do you like? You can't race to something. It makes you look like it was kind of just set up.
I mean, I don't agree with anything you've said today. Sure,
we got a case of the Mondays, boys.
It's okay.
Had a couple of weeks. We've got another. This May 5th deadline to me is important. You may want to trade that pick before the lottery. There's things at stake, and to me, if you don't make decisions by then, you're at risk of just missing out on opportunities.
So you're telling me they've made the decision on one main guy or 2 guys by now? They know.
I'm not telling you they have. I'm telling you I think they should think it's important.
I know they should. We all do. I agree with you on that.
I said to Sam before we came in here,
but
is there a world where the Leafs win the draft lottery first overall and they say, we're willing to trade it, or someone has number 1 overall and they don't get their pick and they say, we'll give you Matthews for 1 overall. Like, we really want to start fresh with the younger guy. You're Florida. You're in this cup contention window. We'll give you Matthews for that number 1 overall. I'm just saying there are options out there. Not that I want them to do that, but these things, you need people to be able to make decisions.
A decision maker.
Yes.
Like a general manager.
Someone who can just like manage things.
Generally.
But in a general sense.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
That would be great.
How much time do we have?
Not much.
Not much.
We got Jody Shelley in the
last game.
Tee up big one
tonight at home.
Yeah.
Morgan Riley is potentially his last game tonight.
Do we want to have this conversation now, or do we want to have it after we talk to Jody Shelley?
I don't care.
You're
the producer.
Let's hit the break. We'll talk to Jody, then we'll talk about that after.
All right.
Okay, former National Hockey Leaguer, does a terrific job on Amazon covering tonight Dallas Stars and the Toronto Maple Leafs. Jody Shelley when we return to Real Kyper and Bourne. Welcome back to the program. The Kypreos, Justin Bourne, Sammy McKee. It's the Real Kyper and Bourne Show, Leaf Hour edition. Let's welcome in Jody Shelley, former National Hockey Leaguer, over 600 games played, now doing a terrific job on Amazon as their top analyst.
The man.
I threw it in the top just to make you feel good.
Thanks, buddy.
My pleasure. Hey, just in terms of course, you're going to do the game tonight. You're going to make it sound as great as ever. But you know, they're not the easiest games, right? When you're dealing with one team that's out, and you know, I know we both as professional NHLers have both experienced playing on teams, playing games, knowing that your season's going to end and there's no playoffs for us. They're not the easiest games to play, and I imagine they're not the easiest ones to call, you know, this time of year too.
You know, I know they're not the easiest to play, but I never had the luxury of being 100% sure I was going to be back next season. So anytime I got to play in a game, I was like, oh, maybe tonight I'll get some power play time. You know, maybe tonight, you know, there's different opportunities out there.
Fair enough.
You know, you try to show off that you're going to do whatever you can for a team and be that team member that they're looking for the next season, because you know everything's going to change. And as a broadcaster, you know, I enjoy every game. I really do. I mean, in some games, you never know what's going to happen, right? So we're prepared for if it is a game where it's one-sided to tell a lot of great stories. But just honestly, and this probably sounds like the company line, but it's a privilege to call these games. Some of them are games where you know, it's the three periods are over and you're like, wow, that was a great 1-1 hockey game where what really happened, it was just a bunch of battles and good hockey play. And then there's been a few lopsided ones this year, but they're all fun and they're all you know, exciting.
Is there a tone difference on the bench for a player? Like there's some quotes from Leafs guys that said these are kind of weird games. Like, you know, there's, you know, blowhards like me being like, they should tank. And then, you know, the GM's gone, the coach is on thin ice. It's just a weird vibe.
It is, but it's still that, like, it's amazing. Like, Berube this morning, it's all business. I mean, he's coaching the team to win a hockey game, and it's nothing has changed from game one. And when you put the equipment on, and tonight as the Toronto Maple Leaf, you're putting it on to go out there and win the game. And it's the same emotions. There are blocks within the game where you're kind of like, maybe you'll look at the stands a little more, or, you know, maybe you'll try something a little different. But on the bench, it seems to be, well, I remember being down there, it's business as usual. I get for the big boys, but there's also a little nostalgia, right? What's going to happen with the coach? There's a lot of questions here. What's going to happen? Who's going to be back next year? You're hearing about all these changes. It's already been a change with the GM gone. I mean, that kind of guts you in one breath as well, where, you know, you're responsible for that. And now you're part of a kind of a chaotic situation a lot. So sometimes on the ice, in the bench, in the locker room with the guys, it's the most peaceful place, if that makes sense.
Yep.
You're watching and listening to Jody Shelley as he gets ready to call Dallas Stars versus the Toronto Maple Leafs. That could be watched and seen on Amazon. Jody, everybody's got an opinion on the Leafs and what to do and who to hire. Analytical darling, no hockey guy. Tell us, what is your perfect structure for the Toronto Maple Leafs?
Oh, yeah. Well, I thought they had the number one analytical guy here before in Dubas. Like, he was the guy that was the innovator and brought in a lot of that. I've always loved their team. I love what they had going into last year. And the changes that were made in the offseason with Marner, it just didn't work. And the injuries. I look at the Florida Panthers when Billy Zito there. Billy Zito was an associate GM with the Columbus Blue Jackets when he left. I got to know Billy a little bit, you know, well enough that he was the guy with unique ideas and forward thinking mindset. But when he went there, I was so impressed with how he changed the culture by bringing in Patrick Lundqvist. That was his first move. And what I'm saying is his knowledge of players, his knowledge and relationships around the league enabled him to make some decisions, plus provide himself with a big staff, a good staff, a working staff, not just people around wondering what they're doing in the organization. You know, figureheads, if you will. It's put together very well. So success leaves clues. What's my favorite quote? I heard it like 3 weeks ago. And I think that's a brilliant thing to say, especially at this time of the teams going through transition. And the other big move he made was he traded Huberdeau, and he got Tkachuk. Is Huberdeau Nylander Huberdeau in this situation? It's not who's going to be here. That's the big question. I think he would be here if you got yourself a goalie. And how do you get that? And that was something that Billy Siegel had in Florida. He had Ekblad, Bobrovsky, and Barkov. And he loved Barkov, and surrounded him with as the piece. Moving forward, is the Barkov piece that wants to be there. I hear a lot of noise that he doesn't. We all do. But to go through that, I go through the pieces that are here and build around them as big as I could, because superstars are rare. And you waited for Austin Matthews to arrive here, and the feeling like he's done is really kind of baffling to me from the outside, because I think there's an upside here, but you have to get those key pieces, and it's got to be a goaltender, and it's got to be something that the spine of the team has got to be made. So to answer your question, figure out what's going on with him. I think everyone has said that so far. And then build around him if he wants to be here, and get excited about it, because the rest of the league would envy a player like Austin Matthews in their lineup.
Just one more, and we'll let you go. The Dallas Stars, are they ready to challenge Colorado? And can they win this thing?
I think they can, Kipper. I liked last game. I mean, I know they lost Heiskanen, but they got a great goaltender in Ottinger. I mean, that's where it starts for me. But they had to find their game against the Minnesota Wild, which is a preview in the playoffs. They found some toughness in their game. I think that's good for them. I think that Minnesota's built to kind of grind everything down, bring it down deep. I know Colorado's worried about Dallas. I mean, they've made changes specifically for the Dallas Stars coming in when they see them in playoffs. And I think that's a good thing for the Stars. They got young players that are doing well. They've had so many injuries. They've tested their depth. I think all this regular season, when they hit the playoffs, it's going to serve them well.
Have fun tonight, Jody. Really appreciate your time, man.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on. I
Thanks
appreciate
so much.
it.
I appreciate you.
That is the Dallas Stars and the Toronto Maple Leafs on Amazon, covered by the great Jody Shelley.
Yeah. Love his little thing he threw in there is Willie Huberdeau.
TBD.
It's interesting.
It is.
I mean, there's some parallels,
Yeah,
honestly, like that's, they made a huge swing there when they traded. I mean, they got Matthew Tkachuk, so that helps. That was an identity guy, but like getting him in there really changed the forecast for them.
But as I've repeatedly said, this team needs to look at who they can get in, not worry about who they're shipping out.
Sure.
Like if Matthew Tkachuk, part 2, wants to come here, let's talk.
Okay.
But not just getting rid of a guy.
No, I
and
agree.
Then,
I agree.
being like, all right.
Can you find someone that wants to come here?
You need someone looking for sure.
Who owns the Chiefs?
Who owns the Chiefs?
But, there's two different types of Willie trades. There's one, the Huberdeau type of trade, where you're trading for an identity guy or a different type of great player, or you're trading him for picks to rebuild. Those are the two type of trades you make with him.
Yep. What you got?
Morgan Riley?
Morgan Riley. So he was a little wistful, nostalgic perhaps today. Should we listen to Morgan?
Let me just double check with the clip. Yeah, let's listen to Morgan.
About playing here, even when maybe it's not the greatest time on the ice.
It's an outstanding place to play and a great place to live, and this organization means a lot to a lot of people, and so to be a part of it is an honor, and I don't believe that that's lost on anyone in here.
Does it cross your mind that it could be your final home game tonight? Just because uncertain, right?
I mean, it's crossed my mind before. All athletes, have that at some point. They think about that, and so again, tonight's no different than that.
I think were Morgan Riley to get traded this offseason, he will have been beloved here. Like he will, I think he'll come back to great fanfare, to people remembering, great numbers, statistics. He was always a good guy. He doesn't get a single boo when he comes back.
That's okay. Like as on his tribute video when he returns to the San Jose Sharks next March.
I don't know how
beloved.
But
I don't know how Leaf fans will remember this particular group. I think they're probably the most disappointing in franchise history.
Yep.
No question.
So I don't know. I mean,
they will have been the good times. Like when,
what were the good times again?
Well, being in contention every year, winning the division, being an important part of runs and having hope and that sort of stuff. I know they didn't go far. I was there. I remember.
Yeah.
I was around.
Yeah.
Had an eye on it.
I think it'll be kind of like the acknowledgement that you tried your best. He'll fall into the rest of the categories that, like, hey, you gave it your best shot. Thanks.
Totally. And I do think, the story is not yet written on the end of Tavares, Matthews, Nylander, whatever, but those years where, it's close.
Yeah.
But like the years where they had a Hart Trophy winner and, Willie scoring 40 and whatever, and they don't have more to celebrate, Kip, and people celebrate the past. They get nostalgic for different things.
Did you read John Tavares's comments about, I think it was in The Athletic, about the city being unwavering or towards him, that he goes out still, and as disappointing as the last 2 and 3 weeks were, as disappointing as Game 7 was, that, in many ways it was kind of, they were still beloved, right? They still love us. And, I mean, I just found it a little kind of, I'm not sure.
Well, no one's saying it to his face that they're,
No, I know that. But, like, I just don't know about, after experiencing one of the most disappointing seasons in history, you really want to go there. Mitch tried to go there. He was misunderstood, or it was taken out of context, or whatever how you want to say it. But, like, we all know how it ended up for Mitch with those, we're still kind of rock stars here, right? And it's a very touchy subject right now with Leaf fans in terms of not everybody's, feeling that way, even though that's the way you see it.
Right. No, I'm not saying, I guess I'm confused about what conversation we're having, because I'm saying that this time, 10, 15 years from now, people look back at this time, obviously with disappointment, no doubt, but I don't think they will have been bad years to people. But you're saying Tavares now is experiencing.
I'm just saying sometimes what the vibe is actually out there, and that how you perceive it,
just makes you feel disconnected.
It can be very disconnected. So, like, I'm not sure if Morgan really knows how bad it's been out there, right? I mean, I don't know. Sure. I mean, listen to Sammy and a lot of other people about how it's just time for Morgan to go, and he doesn't want to go because he's got this loyalty thing going, and John's loyal, but it's not working, but you're still, and there just seems to be a little bit of a.
So you're saying the players don't know that the fans think it's bad.
I don't know if they truly know, like, what it's out there, what's out there for them in terms of their perception of like, there's a lot of people that saying, Morgan, it's time to go. I don't know if he realizes it or not.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is just life, right? Like, I wrote a book, and every person I talked to has told me it's awesome. Yeah. It did not sell like J.K. Rowling, or however you say her name.
Rowling.
I don't know. Who cares?
Not a Harry Potter sequel.
Right. Like, it did good, but it's, by the reviews I got from people, everyone to your face tells you you're doing great.
But when you go to the rink,
but
people are like, God, I hate the show.
But you can't.
Hey, show sucks.
But Morgan and JT never wrote a good book. They never wrote a good book.
Okay.
You wrote a good book, and it cannot sell well, but they can't play well and not have results. They can't. It's not a fair comparison.
But there's never been a ton of great authors in this city.
You move on.
For the record,
right?
the book did good.
But I just mean, like, it's not like this is measured against the Stanley Cups of years past.
Right.
It's been 67. Like
sometimes they get a little tone deaf.
Yeah.
Okay? Sure. That's all.
Yeah.
Sure.
Whose job is it to tell them the tone? Their agents?
Their coach? The general manager, the president, the owner, the PR guy.
be like, well, it's not great. That's how it's going out there right now. Certainly this year, peak frustration.
So will this be Morgan Rielly's last home game as a Toronto Maple Leaf?
Again, who owns the Chiefs? Who's coming in? Who's going to decide that?
Eventually going to be a general manager. That's going to happen.
Does a new guy come in and say, hey, get even in better shape than you were last year, and let's go till Christmas and see how it goes?
I could see it happening.
So we're just going to do the same thing again that we did with Tree, where it's like, well, these guys are great.
I could see someone going, God, he only makes 7.5.
Sammy, take a look at the last 60 years.
A second pair guy.
There's a lot of rinse and repeat.
Great. Can't wait.
I'm not saying it's the right thing, but it is a concern of mine that someone will come in and not be aware of the tone that has been around the team and around his play.
Will they have to eat money if they trade him?
Sure.
I mean, if you want to get return.
I think there's value in Morgan.
I would trade for Morgan.
I would trade for Morgan. Morgan can come in and help 15 teams with 17, 18 minutes a night.
Second pair guy.
I have
PP2,
no doubt about that. But I just don't want to pay $7.5 million.
$7.5 million.
I mean, Sharks literally have no decor under contract next year.
Totally.
Like I think they need 5 defensemen.
Yeah, and lots of cash.
And I need a good pro. I need a guy which Morgan is. He says the right thing.
Call the league. Call it in.
We just traded him to San Jose.
There's value there, but it's run its course here.
Who plays D for the Sharks?
No one next year. Like it's actually they have no one.
Under contract. Who do they have? So right now it's Orlov. I think they still have under contract, and right now Ferrari, Cagnoni, Desharnais, Dickinson, and McMadulin.
Wow, what a murderer's row!
McMadulin must be under contract.
I think just to put a circle on or a bow on the conversation.
They have to worry about the floor. Sorry.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they got to get guys on their team.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's a complicated relationship with Morgan Rielly because of his perceived accountability in the media with his willingness to say stuff versus some of the other stars that didn't have that accountability. And I think there's always been this little bit of leeway for him as opposed to the other guys because he's always said the right thing and he seems like a great guy. But like he's as much a part of this as anybody.
Totally.
He's as much he's just as much a part of it as anyone.
Whether it's
he's the number one D man during this time. It's just he's got to wear it too.
Whether it's inexperience coming in or someone that's done it and been there before, they need to come in and say organization first.
Yes.
Okay. Not Morgan, not Willie, not Austin. Organization first.
Totally.
And if you do that, then Morgan should move on.
Yeah.
Nyes has a comment on it potentially being Morgan's last game.
A little interesting. Yeah, let's play it.
Clip
Nyes, clip 2, is it?
One.
Clip 1.
Yeah, I think you could say that about almost every guy in this locker room. You just kind of get so close throughout a year, and we were saying it about Lawton at the trade deadline too. Like he's only been here for a year. Bobby McMahon only been here for a few years, and I felt weird with those guys not being here. So, I think it would be weird to see anyone in a different jersey.
Man,
that's a guy that really enjoys his teammates off the ice.
And almost got traded at the trade.
Right?
Nice, yeah.
Yeah. But he's going to get older and he's going to realize that I can have fun with these guys anytime I want for the rest of my life off the ice. Get me some guys that can help me win on the ice.
The loss of Lawton, Waugh, and McMahon, like real players. Those are hockey players.
Yeah, they were kind of propping the they were like, everyone's like, oh, this house is great. And they got rid of the foundation. Like, oh, the house is really bad.
Plug it in with some Marlies and it's like, it's
and yeah, we mentioned it a little bit. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say we mentioned it a little bit off the top, but huge night for Joe Bowen tonight. I mean, unbelievable career. Mm-hmm. It's just the soundtrack to many of my very favorite moments in sports ever. Like, he's been doing it for so long. I can only imagine the emotions he's going through. So
yeah.
Good luck tonight, Joe, and try not to cry.
Let's listen to the coach. Craig Berube had a comment on Joe Bowen. Clip 5.
Great career. The voice and how he announces the games and has his own style. You go through the guys over the years. Those guys all stick out to you, growing up for me, watching on TV, the Montreal Canadiens, and listening to Danny Gallivan, you know, like just guys like that. He's in that, you know, he's in that category. They create their own identity and how they do things and how they call games. So he's one of the best, one of the greats. Love him.
You can feel how much Joe wants it for the Leafs, you know.
And it's just, I'm sick they never got him one.
Well,
Holy mackinac!
yeah.
And this is his last year. It's like the tanking crap Leafs to the end. It's like, it stinks. Stinks.
Yeah,
Don't tell me about heart and
nice
dedication,
to call,
resilience.
you know,
This is unbelievable.
even a Stanley Cup final would have been
Yeah, anything.
nice
you know?
experience.
Yeah.
But, you know, wish him all the best.
I got to work with him a few years, lucky enough. Good luck tonight, Joe. Try not to cry, buddy. Good luck.
Think you will?
Probably. I would.
Yeah.
I'd cry about watching the Leafs tonight, that's for sure.
Our thanks to Jody Shelley. Time's puck drop tonight.
7:30.
7:30.
It's on Amazon, so maybe AKA 8:15.
Not ideal.
All right. Just getting started. Warmed up. We go national next. Jason York, co-host of Coming In Hot. Next. All right, time to go up a notch here on the Real Kyper and Bourne Show. It is the national edition of our program. We are live on Sportsnet 650 in Vancouver, 960 in Calgary, and streaming always on Sportsnet Plus. Also available if you can't catch us live, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and YouTube, where we always appreciate a thumbs up from our loyal listeners. During the break, I was really intrigued as Justin Bourne will pick up the conversation off air on the detailed explanation of how I'll be watching the Vancouver Canucks a little earlier next season.
I'll try again. BC no longer has daylight savings time. Therefore, I believe we get to watch the Canucks games an hour earlier out here in the East Coast. But then they must change time. No, they never change time, but we do.
This is where it really derailed.
So it must change. Are we 3 hours in the summer and then 2 in the winter?
You're looking at me like a guy that I would understand time zones. I'm still worried when I'm texting people. I'm like, I think it's 3 hours behind. You're coming on our show or 3 hours ahead. I hate time zones.
Yeah. I don't know. I tried, guys. But I think we get to watch Canucks games earlier.
I think we should talk about Augusta instead.
Is there a chat line in the YouTube that can explain this better than Justin
just did? I was
did?
just trying to recite Carolyn Cameron's talking point from last night. That's all I tried to do. I don't actually know anything.
This hour of Real Kyper and Bourne brought to you by Bet365. In a few minutes, we'll welcome in Jason York. We'll talk Ottawa Senators, who clinched a playoff spot. In the meantime, did you win any money with Rory winning the Masters?
I got to tell you, I am financially ruined from the Masters.
You'll never recover from this.
Pools, outright bets, everything. Just didn't make a cent back. Like, not even a cent. I had Cameron Young on an outright. Yeah. I put on some on Scotty Scheffler. I had Russell Henley. I had some guys near the top, but Rory just
don't get paid for near the top.
Stuck a dagger into my heart and said no.
And CBS has taken a beating, on which, like, the camera angles and the players they started following.
I'm less bothered by all of it. I just wanted to know where Rory's second on 18 went. I just needed at some point to be told.
So the 18th, I thought, was not great. But the thing that bothered me the most was for the final putt where he marks it, and it's an inch, but he marks it. Do they not have somebody on the other side of the green? Because when he...
You didn't know that it went in.
You couldn't see it went in.
And he just kind of stood up.
I thought he missed it for a second. I was like, did he miss that tap in? I thought they could have had a camera on the other side, whatever.
Just thought someone would have been in Nance's ear, like it's in the bunker. And he'd been like, oh, it's up by the green.
It was just
stressful. I mean,
anytime Rory's involved, like I don't really like Rory particularly, but anytime he's involved, it makes for fireworks. And it was great, man.
Great
God,
game.
The Masters just rocks.
That ruled.
It's the best.
Oh my God, just listening to the birds chirp. I'm now at the point in my life where I notice the birds chirping on my TV as you watch a low-angle putt.
I looked up the weather. It was 29 degrees there yesterday. I was like, really?
So
That's so pleasant.
And the nice thing about the Masters, and like I love the no phone thing.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, it's just everybody is so locked in. I actually was at my sister's 50th birthday party on Saturday night, and I had a couple beverages with my buddy Scott. And we came up with a great idea for a bar. We hadn't had anything to drink, I promise. The no phone bar. We call it Amen Corner. And you can't bring your phone in.
This.
And you just go in there and you sit at a table.
Revive
and you
the argument.
And you talk to each other. And your phone's in a locker at the front.
And your buddy goes, yeah, when the Leafs, last won the cup in 68. And you're like, no, 67. He's like, no. I was there. And you're like, wait.
Can't Google it. You just got to argue. There'll be a lot of fights at Amen Corner.
That was the best.
Anyways.
We're never getting there again, unfortunately.
But that's just what's so
special. What do they do at Augusta?
Like I actually don't know.
Lock boxes for the phones?
Never been. I'm going to assume that they...
I don't even think you should bring it.
Just go naked like the good old days.
Yeah, they're just sitting there and they're locked in and they're just... Every moment they're fired up because they're just watching. It's amazing. I got to go.
High schools are doing this, right? No phones?
I don't know.
Some high schools, I believe, are no phones, which absolutely they should be.
Good.
You just need to go, like... I think the best day to go is Thursday and Friday. I'm not even sure. Like, if I had a choice, I'd take Thursday and Friday over Saturday, Sunday.
Just too much going on the...
Yeah, it just gets a little goofy at the end, but I think...
The real secret is I don't love going to golf tournaments.
Really?
Yeah, like you've got your experience at the Canadian Open, you're walking inside the ropes.
Yeah,
with
I do.
Rory.
I like following somebody.
Yeah, that's fine. But to me, it's like I love knowing what's going on in this hole, that hole. Where's the chase? Like it's all happening at once. And when you're there, it's tough to.
I think
have that picture.
I think the ideal scenario would be to win the Masters tickets and go on the practice round or one of the first days, enjoy it, see it, and then find a sick Airbnb near there. Put the feet up and watch and kind of experience it.
Airbnb does it right. Let me tell you.
I'm telling you, buddy. There's a reason I said that, brother.
All right.
Golf talk.
Golf talk.
No more golf.
Oh, no.
Sammy.
One more question. Okay,
Yorkie's
let's just guess right now. Yorkie's played Augusta
Pardon
or
me?
he has not?
I'm going to guess no.
But it seems like
I think
odds are in
I'd
the
go
no
50-50.
All right.
I think there's a 50-50 chance he's played it. Let's welcome in Jason York, co-host of Coming In Hot Sens podcast.
Got the bucket on.
Yorkie,
yes.
have you played Augusta? Yes or no?
Oh, no, Kyper. I have not, but I've been there. I was there in 2012, the year Bubba won out of the Pine Straw.
Oh,
yeah. That's a good one.
Oh, yeah. We were right there. We were set up. On the par 3 and then the par 5 before coming in, I think 15 and then 16. It was, have you guys been?
No.
Have either of you been to Augusta?
No.
Kyper, Bourne, it's unbelievable.
It's heaven.
Like they've got these guys that cruise around in jackets. I call them the Masters Police. If you do anything like run, they'll come over like, excuse me, sir, there's no running inside Augusta. You're warned once. And I think if you do it again, they press a button and you'll disappear through a tunnel around the street.
Dude, Rory teed off on 14 and some guy gave it the give me back my son. And I was like, oh, they're going to kill that guy. That guy might be dead now.
Barney, even you go to the bathroom, they open the door. They're like, "Enjoy your pee, sir." Like it's unbeliable. Like the hospital.
No cameras for you, but Big Brother's there.
I gotta go for the piss.
Right. Things are so cheap there too. You get the cheese sandwich for a couple bucks. You get a drink for $1. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. But I heard now if you want to go, it's big bucks. Big bucks.
So we know where you were in 2012. Where were you when the Sens clinched? Hey?
Where was I? I was watching the Masters.
Was it ever in doubt for you? I mean, we've watched how even a team like Columbus came oh so close and they got into their winning streaks, and yet they're not mathematically eliminated yet, but like Philly gets a point and it's over here. But talk to us about this grind of the Ottawa Senators getting in.
It's crazy what they had to do. So was it in doubt? For sure. Like if you looked at what they had to do, I forget the date. If you go back to early January, they were in last place in their division. Last place.
And Detroit was in first.
They were in first. So to think
about that.
Detroit has fallen so far. And Ottawa just had to do so many things. We had Drake Batherson on our podcast this morning, and he's like, every single game was do or die. So many things had to go right. But I tell you, you got to give a lot of credit. I know that it's always about the players, but the job that Travis Green did, fellas, and his coaching staff, like they coached that group up. No Sanderson, no Shabbat, then they lost Tyler Clevin. And to win like they did when the pressure was at its highest, it was crazy. They had no goalie for 6 weeks. Allmark left because of some mental health reasons, but they just, you know what? A lot of good coaching. A lot of guys stepped up, but absolutely. Like, honestly, I thought Columbus, with the job Rick Bowness was doing, I'm like, okay, these guys are probably going to get in. They're going, they're humming, and they still might get in their division. But no, it's been super impressive. And pretty historic run. Like you got to go back to that hamburger run with Hammond was pretty good. But next to that, this might be the next best late season comeback this franchise has had.
And this definitely was one that the numbers kind of saw coming. They played good hockey most of this year. I think a lot of people feel like a healthy Senators team is as good as anyone in the East. How healthy are they? Are they going to be able to throw their best fastball here?
I think so, Barney. I think Brady Tkachuk's going to be fine. I know he left the last game. Thomas Shabbat, I don't know how he's playing. Like everybody knows he's got a broken bone in his arm, but they must got some kind of witch doctor in there or something, because the fact he was able to play is crazy. But Tyler Clevin, I think, is going to still be out a little bit longer. But for the most part, like, they're big guys, like Stützle, Pinto, Batherson, Kachuk's going to be fine. And the big guy for me, Barney, I know you love him.
Yeah.
Jake Sanderson. Jake Sanderson's back. Like, he is. I remember we talked, I think you guys had me on a couple years ago and we were talking about him, and he is just, what he can do for that team when he's in the lineup is, I think he's right there with the best in the game right now as far as defensemen go.
Top 5 for sure. Yeah. No question in my mind, top 5.
Yeah, I'm with you, Kyper. I'm with you. I think he's there based on the fact he's not just a points guy. Like, sure, he can get points, but I actually think he's a better defender than offensive defense.
Two ways. He's got Duncan Keith qualities the way he
right. That's a great comparison. You go back to Duncan Keith, competes the same way. But yeah, that's a great comparison, Barney.
In terms of the goaltending, it's been well documented with Allmark. When he's on, he's great. When he's off, no one really knows for sure in terms of where he is, when he's coming back. But they are they're as good as anybody if this guy's on. And I'm not sure Sammy wants to hear this, but I think they would have had a much better chance maybe last spring to knock off the Leafs if that guy actually showed up in that series.
I think he had 2 good starts, Kyper, and the other ones were not so good. So this is, like, the way he's playing right now, this is the best I think it's the best he's played since he's been in Ottawa. You go back to that run last year when they got him, he had some good moments as well, but he just seems like he's in a really good spot right now. Just the way he just looks calm in there. Like, and you don't need to be spectacular the way Ottawa defends. They don't give you a lot. But that's going to be the key. And if you look at for the teams they possibly are going to have to play, there's question marks there too, right? You look at Carolina, whether it's a good possibility they could play 2 similar teams, question marks about the goaltending there. Buffalo Sabres, they could play them. Is there question marks with the goaltending there? Well, you don't really know, right? So you look around everywhere, but there's very few teams you can say, besides Vasilevsky and a short list of guys, that, yeah, they're pretty well set in goal. I think there's question marks everywhere.
So who do they want then? I mean, you mentioned the question marks, but like this Carolina team, pretty fast, pretty effective. But again, the goaltending, who do they have the best chance?
Okay, like, so just I don't know for sure the probabilities of this, but it could be one of Montreal, Tampa,
Buffalo,
Carolina, right?
One of those teams. If I was to pick my poison, and I threw that out there, and a lot of people don't like it because when they play this team, they get a lot of fans in the building, which I don't think will be quite as bad because I believe the Senators season tickets, there's only going to be about 3,000 available. I think they match up best against Montreal, but the probability of those teams playing, I don't think are high. But every time they played Montreal, they played them hard. And when they lost this year, they didn't get goaltending. So I think if they get goaltending, that's a team they match up well against. I don't buy the Carolina thing. Sure, Ottawa can beat them, but they're a first place team for a reason. They're extremely well coached, and Carolina never seems to lose in the first round. They do it later. They're a team that, sure, there's question marks in goaltending, but I like that Carolina team a lot. Brindamore's a great coach, and they're deep. So for me, it would be probably Montreal. Then I'd want to take Buffalo, Tampa, and probably Carolina last.
The Sens, as they head into playoffs, like looking at who is going to, Brady Tkachuk is just meant to be sort of a playoff performer. Up front, who do you have past Tkachuk as kind of their most important piece?
As far as forwards or
forwards, forwards only.
You know who's had obviously Timmy Stützle is the guy that makes it go on the offense. He's had a great year. He's really elevated his game. He's gotten a lot better defense. That's the easy answer for you.
Yeah.
But the sneaky answer, I'll give you 2 players.
Okay.
One is Shane Pinto, who I think's had just an outstanding year, 2-way player. I think he should be in the conversation. short list for Selke this year. That's how good he's been.
Wow.
His what you've seen his numbers, Bourne.
Yeah.
They're off the charts. Yeah. The analytics, the matchups. There's been games where he has not gotten an offensive zone start, like always starting in the D zone, tough matchups. To me, he's really, really important. And the other guy is Michael Amadio.
Really?
Sneaky good. But same thing, when you watch the Sens a lot, like I do, those two guys have got the matchups all year. And if you look at how good this team's been defensively, there's one thing that sticks out. Those two players, and Nick Cousins is on their line right now, they get the hard matchups. They shut down the other team's top players, and they're just two guys that don't get talked about enough. Really, really smart, under the radar, sneaky good defensive players.
I know you mentioned Brady Tkachuk a little earlier with the injury, and everything indicates that he'll be ready to go for game one. But how important are these playoffs for Brady, for the relationship moving forward? 2 years left on his deal. How Ottawa fans feel about him? Like, is there any correlation to success here and a long-term situation still forecasted for Brady Tkachuk in Ottawa?
I think Kyper, as a player, you always want to do well in the playoffs, and I think what happened earlier was a little bit blown out of proportion. Like, there was a little bit of noise around it, right? But he spoke after one of the games. It was about a week ago, and you could tell this guy cares. He loves the community, loves playing there. And whatever happens, like, who knows what's going to happen in the future. But all I can tell you is watching him the last month here, he's really picked up his game. He's really elevated it. I can't wait to see him play in the playoffs. Like, I think this guy, like you guys said, he's tailor-made for playoff time, and it's going to be exciting. And, whatever happens in a couple of years, who knows? I don't have a crystal ball, but I tell you, right now and here, I think he's going to have a great playoff.
Yorkie, we finished our Leafs hour, but obviously they are the fellow team in the province. There's some disarray, I guess, right? No GM here right now. What are your thoughts on what's going on with what's the state of the Toronto Maple Leafs?
Oh, buddy, I'm feeling for you guys in Toronto.
It's getting harder, Yorkie. It's getting hard.
You're like everybody else, just outside of Toronto, man. Everybody's loving it.
No, you know what? I really like Shree, and I felt bad seeing him get fired. He's a good man. I know him a little bit personally from back when I was doing Flames games, and I thought when he put that team together, I liked a lot of the things he did. It looked like there was more grit. Looked like they're gonna be tougher to play against. I loved some of those deals when they brought Carlo in and they made the defense better, but things just didn't work out this year for whatever reason. Like, I think if you talk to most people, they like the moves back then. Now they don't work, and you start pointing fingers, but I think they'll get it figured out. And we'll see. Like, I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I do like Berube a lot as a coach too. Like, he didn't all of a sudden become a bad coach. Like, they won. He's not too far removed from that Stanley Cup in St. Louis. So I'll tell you one thing. I'm fascinated to see what goes on in Toronto. What's going to happen with Matthews? What's going to happen with Willie? Like, to me, that's a big one. When I watch the Toronto Maple Leafs play, and I see some of the games and the body language of Willie Nylander, it just makes me wonder if he's going to be a long-term fit there. Like, I think Matthews, the way he plays two-way now defensively, he doesn't get enough credit for that. He doesn't get enough credit, but I have a problem when I watch Willie play and the body language, the turnovers, and to me, something has to change there.
So when it comes to the Leafs, it's all about what kind of structure we're going to see at the managerial level here. Compare that to the structure in Ottawa, obviously led by Michael Andlauer, but all hockey guys, right? Steos, Poulin, DeMaio. Yep. Tell us about the dynamic of that and maybe what you see that works or some of the challenges as well.
Well, Kyper, you just hit the nail on the head right there. You prefaced that question to me. They got hockey guys. Like Dave Poulin, who Steve Steos brought in, is a hockey guy. And I thought that was a brilliant move. Like, you go back to him when he was a player with the Philadelphia Flyers. He was a captain. He was a heart and soul guy. He understands what it takes to win in the league. Even Stevie Stais was a grinding defenseman that knows what works and what doesn't work. I think that's vital. I think you need players like that, or former players that move into those positions. And it doesn't always work. Not every ex-player is going to know his stuff as far as the off ice and the management and the hockey ops. But Steve's a smart guy. Dave Poulin's a smart guy. And they brought in Robbie DeMaio, who's a big part of their pro scouting. So there's hockey people in there. And I think you need hockey people when you run an organization.
Yorkie, is there anyone where you played with them and now they're involved in front offices and you're like, that guy? Listen, I've been in hockey dressing rooms. I know that not everyone who's good at hockey could do those jobs.
Do you know who I always laughed at? And he's a really smart guy. Was when Berge was in Montreal, Mark Bergevin, because he was such a funny, practical joker, always
water
fooling
skiing
around.
Behind the Zamboni.
Right?
Water skiing behind
move.
Right. And you're like, this guy's the guy now?
Oh yeah, but like a smart guy. So does anything surprise me in this game? Not really. But that one, just because he was such a practical joker. Then he ends up in one of the toughest hockey markets on the planet in Montreal. We're under the microscope about everything. But no, like, to tell you the truth, nothing surprises me in this game, fellas.
Just in terms of, before we let you go, Yorkie, you mentioned that you think maybe Ottawa might match up well against Montreal, but you look at from top to bottom here with 16 teams, and it's pretty wide open, don't you think? Like, more so than maybe other years where we could see Ottawa, Buffalo maybe in a conference or Stanley Cup final just as easily as other teams?
It's crazy when you look at the Western Conference, like, who's coming out of that Central? Like, that is, you got Minnesota, you got Colorado, you got Dallas. Like, good luck. Those guys are going to beat the snot out of each other. But as far as the Eastern Conference goes, with Florida out of the mix this year, sure, Tampa's got experience, but they're a little bit beat up. I know they got goaltending in Vasilevsky, but I think any team that qualifies for the playoffs this year has got a chance. Like, even the Boston Bruins, like, Marco Sturm's done a great job in there. They've got Swayman. Buffalo's hot. Carolina, you got to think sooner or later Carolina's going to break through, don't you? Like, or is that just going to be the old San Jose Sharks where they just never do? But I think anybody that's in the East has a legitimate chance this year. I can't remember a year where you're sitting down doing your hockey pool and you're trying to figure out who your 4 teams are and you're going to pick players. I don't really have a clue this year. I think it's that wide open.
And, I do too, but this is the first year I've looked at the Oilers, earlier in the year, and I was like, I don't know, I don't see it. And here we are going into playoffs, and it's like, who's going to beat them in the Pacific? And the Central's going to beat the tar out of each other, and it just feels like we're going to see the Oilers going deep again. I mean, we certainly should if Draisaitl comes back.
Yeah. Who are they most likely to match up with in the first round, Barney?
I mean, currently they're slotted against the Ducks in round 1.
Yeah, and the Ducks are young, but you know what? The Ducks can get some sneaky good goaltending from time to time. I know the save percentages aren't that good. I still don't trust Edmonton's goaltending, to tell you the truth.
Right.
And it's sure they're probably going to score enough to win in the first round. And McDavid's, he's a freak, and he's going to will that team. But yeah, I'm with you on that. Like, they've got such talent, but I don't know, sooner or later, like maybe one of these years, they're going to get knocked off early, but it's so tough. Like, are they going to make it all the way to the finals again for a third straight year? We'll see. I just think in both divisions, both conferences, I'm having a hard time picking a favorite. Maybe Colorado, but again, like, you look at, I saw Minnesota play Ottawa a couple of weeks ago, and I was impressed with the Minnesota Wild guys. That team is, I know they're not extremely deep down the middle, but boy, they play hard, and they are extremely well coached.
Yorkie, great stuff as always, my friend. We'll be checking in on you throughout the first round, especially watching the Ottawa Senators. Thanks, pal.
Anytime, guys. Anytime. We'll take care.
Thanks, Yorkie. Appreciate it.
Former National Hockey Leaguer Jason York does a great job covering the Sens on his podcast, Coming In Hot, Sens podcast.
We should get an unbad Senators jersey because they're going to be in the mix here. And that one is just not a good one.
That one brings back.
They listen to the show too.
The Sens?
Yeah.
Okay,
we could use a nice white Ottawa Senators
Their
shirt.
jerseys right now are as nice as they've ever been. The team has as good a chance as anyone. If we're on a deep run, we're going to need a fresh kit. Well,
Why is it when we talk about cheering on Ottawa and Montreal, you look like you're having a bowel movement?
Because I can't do it. I mean, that jersey brings back tons of great memories of them getting beaten to a pulp by the Leafs. So I like that jersey.
Nieuwendyk going 5-hole on Patrick Lalime.
What is going on?
I got to tell you, I really like those Sens teams. I would even classify myself as a Sens fan back then.
I'm telling you,
era.
they got a nice mix. They got a nice mix of size and toughness. They're a tough team.
Think so?
Yeah, they are. They play hard. They play hard.
Greg, Batherson, Pinto, those guys have edge. Cousins. Cousins.
Yeah.
Except when
they get
Eller's
greasy.
a big boy.
Guys get knocked out. They don't do anything. But
I like Clevin, Montenpaul.
No,
You're still talking about the Leafs.
Lars Eller, big fan.
Yeah.
Loved him in Washington when they won the Stanley Cup, and he played a wonderful role.
He scored a huge goal for them, right?
Yeah, he did.
Was it game? I think he scored one in Game 5 for them. Maybe the winning goal, if I'm not mistaken. Devontae Smith-Pelly had a huge goal in that run.
Yes, he did.
Anyways, that was Caps talk. It's game time, presented by Bet365, an official partner of the NHL, must be 19 plus. Ontario only. Please play responsibly. Big one in Toronto tonight for a lot of reasons, but specifically, it is a huge spot for the Leafs to lose. They need to lose the last 2 games of the year, and they will. If they lose the last 2, they pretty much guarantee themselves. They guarantee themselves a top 5 pick.
Well, they'll finish 5th until the lottery.
Well, that's finish being the bottom 5.
Yes.
They're not guaranteeing anything.
What's the percentage that they move back?
58.8
and 42 up,
or something like that.
Or is it the other way around?
Yeah, it's like 42 versus 50.
Yeah.
42 they keep, 58 they move back.
And British Columbia's daylight savings time.
Too much.
Anyways, excuse me, I'm getting choked up thinking about this. If you're a Toronto Maple Leaf fan and you're worried about them winning tonight, they're all talking about how they got to get a win for Akhtiamov, who's starting tonight. They got to get a win for
Akhtiamov, Morgan Riley's last home game, Joe Bowen's last game.
If
a lot of money on the board.
If you're worrying about a potential L tonight,
get paid for it.
I mean a potential win, which would be an L, Happiness Hedge isn't the worst bet you could make. The Leafs are plus 165 tonight against the Dallas Stars.
It's actually not even. I'm surprised they're not like plus.
Well, the
300.
Stars are checked out. They don't have Heiskanen. Like they're probably going to be starting some guys that aren't necessarily their best guys.
Is this Heiskanen injury?
They said maybe could be back for game 1, but like maybe could be back is not necessarily what you want to hear. Anyways, give me the Leafs tonight to break everybody's heart at plus 165. And that was game time. Presented by Bet365, an official partner of the NHL, must be 19 plus, Ontario only. Please play responsibly.
All right, we'll take a quick break here. Plenty to discuss in our NHL news and notes, including the Detroit Red Wings out yet again on the outside looking into the Stanley Cup playoffs. We'll discuss what may happen in Detroit. Also, Team Canada, the World Championships, have 2 new leaders, maybe 2 guys that you wouldn't necessarily expect.
Me and Sam.
We will dive into that.
What about, did you see the agent poll? I love agent polls.
Agent poll.
No.
We should do a little agent poll too. Athletic did an agent poll.
Oh, really?
So,
okay. Dig it up during the break, buddy.
Yes, sir.
So much more. Do not go away. It's the Real Kyper and Bourne Show. Welcome back to the program. Nick Kypreos, Justin Bourne, our very own Sammy McKee.
Working? Yeah, there we go. Boys, this is very exciting. We got a new segment on the show. It's time now for the Acura Performance Matchup, the 2026 Acura MDX Precisely Premium. So you're looking at a matchup around the league, and the one I have tonight is Carolina in Philly to take on the Flyers. Obviously, a huge game for the Flyers. They will clinch a playoff victory with a win, a playoff place with a win, which is hard to believe.
I think even a point might do it.
No, it's not a point. No.
Oh, no. It all depends on the results of.
I have Money Puck in front of me here, which is crazy.
Yeah.
If they lose an OT, their chances go up 1.8% to 82.3%. So they're not really in.
Rick Tocchet has done an incredible job with that Flyers team. It's funny, before the show, I was like, who do the Flyers even have anyway? And you guys kind of own me.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, they got lots of guys.
It's good players.
Konechny
I'm
and
not sure if we owned you.
well,
It's
Sanheim
just,
and Ristolainen.
I know
fine.
they're good players, but they're not labeled superstars.
No, they got a bunch of mid, and he coached them out of the swamp.
And I'm looking at their lines, like Michkov's just still in the fourth line. He won't give in.
I know, and Martone swooped in, and they were like, Martone.
Yeah, you're the second line center now, brother.
Yeah.
So if they lose in regulation tonight, their playoff chances drop 24.9% from 80.5 to 55.7. And the last thing I'll bring up before we go, dating back to November 26, 2021, the Flyers are 1-9-7 in their last 17 games against the Hurricanes. Hurricanes have owned them. So big one for the Flyers tonight. And that was the Acura Performance Matchup, the 2026 Acura MDX Precisely Premium.
Beautifully done.
So it's still Washington that has a heartbeat, and Columbus barely.
Yeah.
So
they got an outright win now.
So they need a loss of any kind by the Flyers tonight, and then I think Washington and Columbus play tomorrow.
Yeah, they do.
So
they do.
Wow. That last playoff spot in the Metro is up for grabs still. And I got to tell you, I'm really hoping it's the Flyers. I know everyone's going to be like, oh, they want Ovi and Sid in their last matchup or whatever. Give me the Flyers. Flyers Penguins is such a
Penguins.
sick matchup.
Let's go.
And
I'm all in.
What'd you make of the whole the spectacle of Ovi and him not wanting to shake hands at the end and him?
But at the same time,
interviewed?
he's taking pictures of the guys. They're signing sticks for each other. Do you think Ovi's done? Did you read into that at all?
I think he's in a tough spot. I don't think he knows.
Okay. I don't buy that for 1 second. And I don't buy that John Tavares didn't know he was leaving the Islanders. And I don't buy that Mitch Marner didn't know he was leaving out of Toronto.
Oh, well, we all knew
okay?
That.
Yeah.
They all know.
You think Ovi knows right now?
Ovi, the decision is done already.
Then why would
it's not like he's waking up and going, I don't know, maybe tomorrow I'll decide. He knows. He may have not told anybody. He's not tipping his hand, but he knows.
I think in this moment, I believe
they all
he's
know.
Done.
They all know.
That's what I feel.
You think who all know? Like all the players know, but not everybody else.
They all know when it comes to these major decisions that they've had a year and a half to think about. They're not leaving it up to like the weekend.
What does he know? He's done.
I'm leaning towards him shutting it down.
The only reason
I'll go 60-40. He shuts it down.
The only reason I don't entirely believe what you're saying is because people don't know their baby name till their baby is born sometimes. Like, you got 9 months, pick a name. But some people just don't want to make that big decision. I don't know. Like,
I could see him Brett Favre-ing it too.
So
retiring and then coming back.
I want to just take you down a scenario here.
Let me have it.
He comes back. He says he wants to come back another year. Okay? So now, with everything that you just experienced in the last week and a half with him and trying to figure out, did he pick up pucks with the trainer because it was his last game or what we witnessed the other night, you're going to go through a whole season of that.
No, he doesn't want
okay? Doesn't want that.
Why do you say he doesn't
want that? And he doesn't want the farewell tour either
for
a year.
I don't get that take. Why would he not want that? He's been one of like the biggest attention guys there's ever been. The tinted visor, the hot stick.
But I'll tell you another thing too.
That's all hockey.
I mean, the All-Star game, wearing the the thing, the glasses. Like
he's not that guy.
Okay, I disagree.
I don't think he's that guy.
I think he is that guy.
The more we talk through this, the more convinced I am he's gone.
Thank you.
I just think some of these things we're
I don't
talking
think he's
about.
that guy.
Why is he doing these sort of things, these extra things? Is it just in case, and then he's going to come back and do it again with Sid next year?
It would be the most tiresome farewell
It's
ever.
Already tiresome watching him take 2 minutes on a power play.
Can you imagine the whole season now?
No.
And I'll tell you another thing, too.
The Capitals are kind of frustrated with being
I'll tell you another thing. The Washington Capitals, don't sleep on the Washington Capitals. They're going to come back next year. They get rid of Ovechkin with his 9.5.
Get rid of him.
Okay? Oh, I'm sorry. That's
It's back to Russia.
If he
Send him back to
retires,
Dynamo.
if they get rid of his $9.5 million, let me put it that way. Okay, if they get rid of that cap space and they go out there and they're smart with it, they're back. They're back. They got a good goalie, and they've got
good decor.
They got Chychrun, who's scoring 50, 60 points and scoring 25 goals. They got some good young kids that.
The Protests.
Justin.
What a steal. What a steal off of Florida. That guy's a player.
That Ross Mahoney.
Michael,
okay.
Protest, yeah.
So they're on to something. They don't need to spend next season watching this kind of a farewell circus
I also
show.
think it's like, Messi came over to the MLS at the end of his career, but he came over before he was like bad, right? He wanted to still be decent when he came over to MLS and be a star. I don't think Ovi wants to go to the KHL and be a second or third liner. Like, I think he wants to go light it up if he's going to go play there.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, KHL's pretty good league. Is he going to go over there and dominate it?
I don't know what dominate it, but
he'll score a lot because he'll play 5 minutes every day.
Is
every
he
game.
Yager?
Played at least 50. What part of Yager?
Yeah, the part where it's like I got nothing better to do.
I saw a story. Somebody was like, Yager considering retirement. Like,
he's still doing it?
Consider. Oh my God.
I had the conversation with someone like, let's say Sid wanted to play professional hockey until he couldn't anymore and just kept going down leagues with his ability. How could he play till he was 70, like in the East Coast League?
Who, Sid?
Yeah. Could he play in the Southern Professional Hockey League at 81?
He could play for the Zigs at 80, I'll tell you that much.
How far down could Sid keep playing? Anyway.
That's a great question.
I would personally shoot him before I would let him play when he's 70 years of age.
Kypreos basically did this. Wasn't he 47 in the coast at one point?
One of the great YouTube videos of all time, if I implore you, if you've never watched it, if you're listening to this, mic'd up in the UHL or the IHL, one of them, and one of like the lifers down there when Darian Hatcher and Chelios were down there during the lockout, and just this guy chirping them. It's one of the greatest videos ever.
Give the kids a chance.
And he's like he's in the tanning bed with Chelios. Yeah. He's all over him. Anyways, I highly recommend it. Red Wings?
Detroit Red Wings. I've lost count. How many years? 10?
Yeah. Is it 10?
Decade. Yep.
I thought this was 9. 10.
Interesting post-game interview from their head coach.
Yeah.
Todd
I just want to say, this team was the best team my entire childhood, teenage years. They make playoffs 25 years in a row.
Yeah, they were never not good.
They were never not good. Yeah. And so when they got bad for a second, it was like, all right, hang on, here they come. No. It's been a bleak run. Anyway.
This is pretty strong words from head coach Todd McClellan after their last home game. I think I left the question in there, but they went to do their salute at center ice. They were booed by the fans. Todd was asked about it post-game. If we could play that clip now, Derek.
Over here. Oh, sorry.
How do you kind of process? I mean, they go to salute the crowd at the end of the game, and there's a lot of boos mixed in there. How do you kind of process hearing that at that moment, I guess?
Well, this is Detroit. This is hockey town. I've been lucky enough to be on the other side of it when they couldn't stop cheering for this team, and they're dying for that. They crave that. That's what they want. And I don't even know if they want a Stanley Cup championship anymore. They just want a team that's going to come and give them something to cheer about. And this outside noise stuff or whatever, that's inside noise. Those are our fans in our building, and they pay to watch us play, and we get paid well to perform for them. And they're fully entitled to their opinion, and we deserve their opinion. Like, there's no other way to sugarcoat it. That's what we earned.
Okay. What is the outside noise he's referring to?
Probably just like
the
here.
booze, the get rid of Stevie Eiserman,
Like
blow
what we
it
are.
up.
We're outside noise, like we
right?
are there. Yeah,
okay.
That's the noise.
Yeah, it's those are harsh
Fire
words
everybody.
from the coach. I don't think McClellan. I think he's a pretty good coach. He's only been there a year and a breath.
I don't know how you have the collapse they did and keep everybody. Like they were in, boys. Like it was.
They were leading the Atlantic Division. I want to say third week in January.
I was going to say around the Olympic break, they were in first place.
And I think Yorkie confirmed that Ottawa was in last place.
That's a big gap to make up.
Massive swing. You know, they can't score. Like they can't create any offense.
They're soft.
Yeah.
Okay. DeBrincat, Kane, Lucas Raymond, like, right?
Yeah, it's
I don't know.
JVR.
Where's the guy that pisses you off or annoys you on this team?
Yeah, no, you're not wrong. It is a pretty vanilla group looking through it. So I am curious to see how drastic they go. It's tough because you look at that Atlantic. If this is what Buffalo is, even close, they're going to be back. And Montreal is going to be back. Tampa Bay still got stars. Like the Leafs are retooling. Florida should be better. Like it just for Detroit, it's like
Florida's.
They'll be back.
Oh my gosh! As soon as they get their health back,
and
so they get Barkov back.
Yeah, and so
and their top 5 pick that they're going to get this year.
Florida might get the first overall pick. I mean, they're one of the teams in the bottom clump.
So what happens to Steve
it's
Yzerman?
A clump, all right.
I'll show you a clump.
Coil.
What happens to Stevie Y?
I think everyone's just waiting for us to say he gets fired, right? That's,
you keep saying who've moved up.
Well, I can't see them firing him. I can't. I can maybe see himself
resign.
He could resign. He could just pack it in himself. He could take a higher role up top. But does that make everybody feel like he's still the guy and nothing's changed except the title on the business card? Sean Horkoff, I've heard, could slide in there. Chris Draper, I've heard that could slide in there. But is it just more of the same?
Well,
it is.
It's just hard to believe that Stevie Yzerman would be named the president or something, hand the keys off to someone else and be like, I'm just going to worry about ticket sales now. Like, you know, he's still going to be like, no, let's trade for that guy.
And yeah, like we love Drapes. Drapes one of
he's our dude.
100%. But like, I think Chris Draper and Steve Yzerman, he's not going to run something past Stevie Y if he's going to do it. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
It just feels hard to believe
Draper
anything would
do
do it.
I
mean, believe you could.
Yeah.
But like, I just find it hard to believe that Steve Yzerman's not going to be involved in a decision that Chris Draper is going to make. I don't know.
Either way, the fan base wants blood.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they're pissed. They're pissed.
Well, Todd certainly leaned towards their favor, right?
Every time I hear Todd McClellan speak, I really like the guy, and he seems like he really gets it. I don't know. They had such a bad collapse. How does it?
Now,
really bad.
Can you remind me, Justin Falk here?
Yeah.
They left it exposed.
Unprotected, bud. Unprotected. And I think it's in the lottery now, right?
Well, anyone who's
That's a big one.
That
like we
fans
focus
are very
a lot.
unhappy about
We focus a lot on Brad Treliving, but in that pick going to Boston, but this one's a tough one as well.
So on that note, Brad Treliving has been named the general manager of Team Canada at the World Championships, along with Jason Spezza.
Yeah.
Kyle Dubas sounds like he'll be involved in some capacity.
Oversee it. That's what he said.
Tree will oversee it. Dubas will.
Dubas will oversee.
He's the president of.
Or I think he'll help with.
All right.
He's around.
Okay. Your first thoughts. He had a lousy season.
I'll be honest. My first thoughts are his last 2 stints have not gone well. So he's a great guy, a good man. And he's been around the NHL for years. So I don't know. Listen, it's really tough because again, I really genuinely like him, but the track record's been bad. So
I'm just surprised that I think Do I think he's never going to work again? No, that's not what I'm saying here, but I'm just surprised that they would go down this road after such a high-profile divorce with the biggest team in the country. I'm surprised that they would do it this year. That's all. Like, he can do it again.
For him,
at
it makes
some
a lot
point.
of sense about why.
Yeah.
And I guess who are the other available candidates? In this case, he's the most experienced, maybe, and that works in his favor.
I think the tendency is to go that this is a reward to somebody who's had a great season or is at the top of his game, and I don't think they see it that way. I think they look at the availability, to your point, and go, okay, what's the number one challenge here? Right? Getting guys to come. Brad Treliving isn't been named because he's on the top of his game or had a good season. It's because he might be the best guy to pick up the phone and convince somebody to come. This is a recruitment issue here for Team Canada. It's not let's get the shiniest name out there. This will be one of the biggest challenges probably in a long time because it's up against the Olympics. And if a star gets knocked out early, he ain't going, right?
Especially up against the Olympics.
Well, just right after the Olympics.
If one of the star players from the Olympics on Team Canada gets knocked out early or is missing in the playoffs, it's highly unlikely he's going.
Will Celebrini go?
Brad's job now is to convince players to want to come. And Jason's another guy who can relate to the guy. He's young enough. He can pick up a phone. Everybody will listen to Jason Spezza. And I think it's built that Brad works the phones. He talks to everybody. He knows everybody. He knows every agent. He knows every assistant general manager. This guy can get answers quickly.
That's great perspective, honestly.
Yeah, it is. Totally agree. That does make sense. It also feels like Spezza is a guy that everyone is moving towards a GM job at some point, doesn't it? Like he's
put in some time, and it certainly doesn't help or hurt the success of the turnaround in Pittsburgh. Whether or not it's got longevity, sustainability remains to be seen based on the fact that, your three best players are still old.
I do feel like Dubas's involvement says to me that he wants to be the GM of Team Canada proper. Like he wants to punch the clock and put in his time and show that he's a good Canadian, like the players, when those guys go to things, it's a tip of the cap. Pittsburgh's going to be in playoffs, and I think he just wants to show that he's still.
He's up against the fact that he's really had no success.
Yeah.
Right? And that, there's a jealousy thing around the league too, and we're still seeing it. Like, there's a jealousy thing, right?
Of course there is.
There's a big one going on right now with these analytical guys and up against scouting staffs and ex-players.
But this is a decade and a half long internal fight. This is the constant.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys, like Tyler Dello, who is with Carolina, I believe was with Edmonton initially. He started with the Oilers back in the day.
Devils too?
Yeah, Devils too, but it was with the Oilers. And they just didn't want the information at that time. It was 2012, 13, 14. They weren't ready for it.
JB, it's just not about the information. It's about, in our hockey world growing up, there was, you earn your keep. Nothing's handed to you. You earn it. You show that you're getting better all the time and that you slowly kind of peck away at something. You don't just get handed the keys. And that's the issue with a lot of the friction going on between the analytics department and the ex-player or the scout that's done it for 10 or 12 years, can't get a sniff. And then they watch Sonny, who, you're not even sure if he knows how to skate, right? He's never scouted in his life, never done a lot of the things that these guys have been doing behind the scenes for 10 or 12 years. And they go, why?
But it's because it's not a charity. It's not, you're not just saying, oh, you've worked hard. Now, it's not Make-A-Wish who can help us win more games.
But it's you're not even sure. You're not even sure if it's guaranteed that it's going to help you win games.
But
it's not.
It's like the NHL now where kids at 18, 19, 20, they come in and they help right away. In your day, you guys, you had to earn it. You had to wait for your turn.
Yeah, but they don't. They like.
We gotta go.
Shape. Oh, see, we're just getting warmed up. All right, we'll continue this for 2 more months. Our thanks to Jody Shelley, Jason York. 10 games on tap. Enjoy yours, and we're back tomorrow. Do it all over again on the Real Kyper and Bourne Show.